Hi, Wednesday, August the 14th, and today's the day. What's going to happen with the Prime Minister? We'll talk about that a bit later on in the program, but just very quickly, this, as quoted on Calsot English Facebook page, I'm not showing confidence or lack thereof. Everything depends on the justice process. This is from the Prime Minister, Saitat Hawisin. Not really sure what the Thai word is for lack thereof, but translation nonetheless there. We'll speak about the Prime Minister's chances of being thrown out of office today later on in the program, but we're going to start with cyanide. Tighter controls on import, trading and storing of cyanide imposed. This reported by ThaiPBSWorld.com, which says that Thailand's Industrial Works Department and the Food and Drug Administration have tightened restrictions on the import, trading and storage of potassium cyanide. Probably doesn't involve many of us, but it's certainly been reported in quite a few high-profile cases, which seem to have eluded the minister, who cited the case of Chalada, a woman who died by cyanide poisoning in February after it was discovered the poison used had been purchased online by her close friend, prompting authorities to review the existing controls. Well, a very sad case, but the minister seems to have missed a couple of biggies. But under the revised measures, anyone who's possessed more than 100 kilograms of cyanide in the past 6 months must notify authorities of the amount of cyanide still in their possession, the amount sold and the details of the buyer. An import permit is valid for just 1 year, and it says 6 hazardous substances which contain cyanide and used to be classified as Category 1 hazardous substances have been reclassified as Category 3 for tighter control. But they forgot to mention this case just a few weeks ago. Thai police focus on tracing cyanide, which killed 6 foreigners in a luxury hotel, right in the middle of Bangkok, and widely reported, as with this one. Police closed Thailand's historic case of serial killer cyanide. And from 2015 to 2023, there are a total of 15 poisoning cases in 8 provinces. And there was 14 deaths and 1 survivor. And the person involved has been given the nickname cyanide. So, yeah, plenty of cases of cyanide being used for purposes other than which it was intended, but it looks like the authorities are clamping down on that. Now, there has been quite a bit of disquiet in this particular government. It is a coalition. It's got a whole lot of parties in there that all smiled at the time and shook hands and said everything's great, just so they could get the keys to the big room. But there's been a bit more disquiet. Bhum Jai Thai yesterday resolved to oppose the legal casino bill proposed by the ruling Pheu Thai Party. The party cited 4 reasons. It doesn't solve gambling problems, it does not adequately benefit the people, it doesn't encourage more tourism, and it doesn't create more jobs. The Bhum Jai Thai Party, one of the coalition parties, also has a differing opinion about the legal status of cannabis in Thailand. It's another hot-button issue. So even if the Prime Minister survives today, he's got plenty to sort out. Now, what's the kerfuffle over the casino? Well, the Bangkok Post reported a couple of days ago Thai government finalises casino legislation bill. And up the top there, the draft of the Entertainment Complex Act, proposed by the Finance Ministry, which will pave the way for the establishment of casinos in Thailand, is set to be made available for public consultation. Just a few key points here. Individuals under the age of 20 will be restricted from entering such venues. Casinos and gaming complexes are open to all foreigners, but Thai citizens, according to this proposed act, will have to pay 5,000 baht. And to be approved to operate a casino or gaming complex must feature at least 4 of the following facilities. It's got to have a department store, hotel, bar, restaurant, nightclub, sports facility, yacht or sailing club, swimming pool or water park, amusement park, an area dedicated to showcasing Thai culture, etc., etc. So as I said the other day, they're trying to sort of hide the word casino in all this reporting and window dress it as a entertainment complex. But really this is about introducing casinos into Thailand somewhat by stealth. Well, the introduction of the 60-day visa exemption and the DTV, the Destination Thailand Visa, are still playing out and will continue for a few months, maybe longer. This was all introduced back on July the 15th officially, but we're not even, a month into this, and we're seeing a few frayed edges as people try to sort of figure out exactly the fine print on some of these new policies. Now, officials don't really know, and there's quite a few departments involved. Now, let's just check on some of the latest confusion. Pattaya Mail reporting blowback begins about latest visa exemptions and DTV discretion. Again, Barry Kenyon throwing some reality onto this particular dumpster fire. And it's less than a month since the latest immigration-related changes were introduced, but Thai spokespeople are having some trouble swallowing the detail and repercussions. The article speaks a bit about the 60-day exemption, but let's go to this one. The new 5-year and multiple entry Destination Thailand Visa also has its difficulties, as some diplomatic posts seem unaware. Applicants must apply from their home country, embassy, or via the e-visa portal, but not from within Thailand. But embassies have yet to catch up. The Thai embassy in London, one of many, appears to be silent on the DTV and still claims that Brits only get 30 days visa-free. Now let's go to the Thai embassy in Norway, who simply reprints the Thai Foreign Affairs Ministry handout, which leaves many questions unanswered. Just remembering that the Thai Foreign Affairs Ministry are just a part of quite a big apple pie that's going to be looking after these new DTVs. Now, they've come up with the initial discussions on this, the dot points, but all the details haven't been worked out yet. And people, well, of course, have lots and lots of questions, which nobody really seems to have answers to. Of course, the Immigration Department will also be involved with administering and enforcing this new DTV and, well, we hope, extensions. And then it goes on, very few, if any, embassies go further than that. Well, further than the information that's so far been printed, which in some cases doesn't even include information about the DTV. So we've still got a long way to go on this. Let's go to some more of the article. The DTV works best when receiving applications from digital nomads and remote workers whose income is based on overseas contracts without Thai customers. According to unverified reports on social media, several hundred have already been granted through the e-portal. But on the other hand, there is great hesitation in granting the DTV to the alternate soft power applicants, claiming to enrol for sports courses or having a hospital appointment. In the original information from Foreign Affairs, they put some examples down on some sort of soft power possibilities that you could apply for to get the DTV. But it just left so many questions unanswered as to what courses and the length of course that would qualify. Now, it looks like a lot of people are being turned back. What kind of unambiguous detail do they need to provide? Nobody seems to know. The main disincentive in any case may be the 500,000 baht, that's about $14,000 bond required in Thai or foreign bank account. But people who are receiving these DTVs are leaking the information online, and we're slowly filling in the gaps ourselves. Let's go to the end of this article and I suppose the most profound statements. The new rules are the biggest shake-up in Thai entry regulations for 20 years and arguably since the Immigration Act of 1979. The policy at the moment is in the exploratory mode, and it will be most surprising if the visa-free extensions and the DTV emerge unchanged after the current review period. Well, that's pretty much the way that I see it. There is going to be plenty of grey for a while until we slowly work out what are the black and white on both the 60-day visa exemptions and in particular the new DTV. Acknowledging our sponsors, 5 Star Marine at 5starmarinephuket.com as well as Beach House Thailand. Links in the description below for further information about either a trip out onto Phang Bay off Phuket or if you'd like to stay at a beach house along the coast of Thai Mung in Phang Nga. Let's go to this story. It's reported in the Bangkok Post, Russian beggar arrested on Koh Pha Ngan. And this gentleman's fallen on hard times, but we'll report the story. But there are a few questions in it that I'd like to pose to you. And a Russian man's been detained on the tourist island of Koh Pha Ngan following residents' complaints that he was begging for food and found to have overstayed his visa by more than 4 years. And the 56-year-old was found sleeping in front of the Banana IT shop on the island, and a check found that he'd entered the country on February the 19th, 2020 via Suratani immigration checkpoint on a 30-day visa. He'd overstayed his visa by nearly 1,600 days. So my question is, what is the Suratani immigration checkpoint? So this is all pre-COVID. So let's just go through the checkpoints. Koh Samui Airport, very few international flights coming through there at the time. From sort of memory, there was only a flight out of Singapore. I think it used to come 3 times a week, but people in Koh Samui might have some better information. There were a few cruise ships arriving there, so that's Samui. Other than that, you've got the Suratani Airport. I don't know back in 2020 if it was receiving any international flights. So I'm not really sure which particular Suratani immigration checkpoint they're talking about there, and I'd be interested in your comments in the comments section. And he's been charged with overstaying his visa, handed over to police on Koh Pha Ngan for legal procedures. All right, to the Prime Minister, what's going to happen today? We go to the Bangkok Post first, and Srettha tipped to keep his job, and various academics getting together to give their side of the story, most of them thinking he'll keep his job. The story says Prime Minister Srettha is expected to survive a legal case, pending the Constitutional Court ruling today as to whether he can keep his job. One of them, a lecturer at the Konkan University's Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, said if Mr Srettha is removed from office, everything will have to go back to square one. It will take time to form a new government while the country is struggling with an economic slowdown. And he notes the court is also expected to look at this matter. Well, I think that's a fair point, but it didn't seem to be in the Constitutional Court's thinking when they brought down their ruling last Wednesday when they dissolved the Move Forward Party. To this article in ThaiPBSWorld.com, the PM says he's no plan B if he's deposed by the Constitutional Court. And the Prime Minister said yesterday he had no alternative plan and has not thought about dissolving the House of Representatives if he's stripped of his premiership by the Constitutional Court. Plenty of people filing through the 2017 Constitution trying to figure out what might actually happen if the Prime Minister is deposed today. We head up to a national park in Nakhon Ratchasima, and NationThailand.com reporting playful mother elephant flips parked SUV in Khao Yai for fun, flinging the car around like it's a tennis ball. A TikTok clip that some found shocking and others amusing has gone viral. It shows a wild elephant overturning a parked SUV in the Khao Yai National Park in Nakhon Ratchasima. Happened in the Tanarat zone, and the dramatic footage shows a herd of elephants emerging from the nearby forest and approaching the parking area. Then one playful elephant decides to target an SUV and used its trunk to flip the vehicle over twice and then nudging it around as if it were a toy. Well, all very well, but what about the car's owner? They would have come back and gone, "Oh, my car's upside down. Oh, it's okay. It was just a playful elephant." So we might hear more about the owner's reaction to that particular incident. Oh, hello Dina, nice to see you. And with that, thanks for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date. We'll know by this time tomorrow the fate of the Thai Prime Minister. I think we're going to get a visit to the desk. There we go. So please subscribe to the channel to feed these animals, and we'll see you tomorrow.